Yeah. What's happening? We're just going live tonight, 5 minutes early. God bless you all. Yeah, we know what we got here to talk about. We've all been let down by the Gypsy Queen. Now, obviously, the Queen has released a picture of a cut. This cut that has, delayed the fight. 1 minute. Oh no, that's going the wrong way. Yeah, the cut has delayed the fight, and you got to say, fair enough. You can't fight with that in 2 weeks. It's a big cut. As Steve Bunce said, it looks like you could have twins through that cut. Obviously, all the haters are going to jump on and go, we knew he was going to pull out. We knew he was going to do this. And the first thing I heard, before I seen the cut, I'm like thinking, what a scumbag. Oh, man, I knew it was going to happen. But I was doubting. In some ways, I was doubting with it. I was like, well, it's only in 2 weeks' time. He's already done the promo. He's been in Saudi Arabia. But, hey, yeah. Okay, my boy, some guy in the chat. Who got a cut? Tyson Fury. It's on the thumbnail. You can see it on the thumbnail. It's a big cut. So, it's fine. Now, that's right. Nang Fury says, in the house, I'm in the house. Yo, some guy in the chat. What's up, everybody? Yeah, Fury's got that cut and a big fight's been called off. Now, my first thing was, because I'd said for ages, I bet he pulls out. But then when he moved to Saudi to train, yeah, and when they did the promo, and I'm like, ain't no way he's going to pull out. But after I seen that cut, you can't really complain. I'm just gutted now. I'm so looking forward to it, man. It's the biggest fight of the year, man. Polish sausage. I believe in the cut, but those freak accidents are pathetic, man. Yeah, they tend to happen a lot. Do you remember when David Gay, David Gay was meant to fight the Fury twice, in fact. So the first time, and you could see, Hay was bottling it. He did not like it. Because Fury was just not intimidated by any of his nonsense, and Fury was rinsing him. Because Fury does a good job winding people up. And he saw that Fury's size, and he wasn't intimidated. I remember at that time I was leaning towards Hay, but then he got a cut 5 days before the fight. I don't know what he's doing 5 days before the fight, sparring without a head guard, and it looked very much like he just run a razor across, top of his eye. And all the normies going, there's no way a man would cut himself to risk that. There's no way. It's obviously a true story. I'm like, what do you think happens in pro wrestling? They bring razors in the ring and they cut themselves on purpose that the blood comes out. Of course he could have done that to get out of the fight. He didn't fancy it. They rescheduled the fight and he bottled that one too. But this cut looks very ugly. It looks like the Wallin fight cut. It does look very much like that, but it's not as big. So it's clearly a new cut. I mean, he's not using like an unreleased picture. I mean, I'm suspicious of everything these days. Fury did a Teddy Atlas. Lying his ass off. Palm on parade. What up, Chip? We just in the video of the cut happening. Elbow. Oh, there's a video now. Okay, I haven't seen it. All I saw was a cut. I look at it on my mobile. Is it on YouTube? Is that on YouTube, Palmo? Tell me, man. I'll have a look. I didn't realize there was a video of the cut happening. Fury cut. I'll put down. We'll see what we can see. Fury cut eye. On this day, Fury. The punch that nearly different. Okay, well, you give me some more information. I'll find it. Triple B's guts don't like. That's right. But having seen that, I think it was training hard, as I said before. Having seen the picture, the cut. I mean, it's crazy though. If you wear a head guard, it should be very rare to get that cut. Palmo, tell me where I can find a video so I can have a look, man. Could be a Photoshop of an old cut, for example. Yeah. It's not very difficult, right? If you ask Triple B, I'm using an app, not even a proper Photoshop expert, using an app, I can make a real cut. The way to do it, actually, to find out is I might do it myself, not now because I don't want to do it in live. You get the image. You can do this with the fake moon pictures, right? You get the fake moon landing pictures, right? And you adjust all the balance and colors and all that. And if someone's just dumped something in a square, right? Or, and you see that with the moon landing pictures, there's a big square around the Earth. It's a different color from the rest. So I might try that with a cut. Of course, with modern Photoshop, it's a bit harder to do because you can just dump a little cut on top. But there are tools to find out, and I'll have a look at that to find out if there's any indication that's a fake picture. What's the verdict? What, is it real? I mean, at this point, I have to say yes. Palmo says there's some video out there, so we'll have a look at that. There's a possibility. People say it looked like the Wallin cut against Wallin, but I'm pretty sure that cut was a lot bigger. It could be Photoshop. I will have a look at that. Bad cut looks like an elbow, Igor Ostapenko says. Yeah, I really don't believe Tyson wanted to pull out unless his camp was that bad. Because all that money, all that pressure, going to Saudi Arabia, the promos, he's going to be upsetting powerful, powerful people. Mr. Turkey, His Excellency, Mr. Excellent is not to be messed with. You know that. To get more interest? Nah, I don't believe that. Because, the hype machine hasn't started, but it'll start in the last week. Yeah. Lee Taylor, what are you saying, blood? Why does Campbell head Gala sparring with so much at stake? Hotel and flight booking stinks of PR problems. You're talking about Fury, right? Not David Gay. Well, Palmer said there's a video on Twitter. Okay, Palmer says it's on Twitter. So let me just check out. I don't want to spend too much time because this is a live fan. It's all about talking to the fans. But apparently on Twitter, there is a video. So I'm just going to quickly have a look. So if we can have a look, then we can maybe... But if he is sparring without a head guard, then that's completely insane. So Fury cut video. Let's see what comes up with that. If he is, Fury provides update on his cut. Footage now emerged. Okay, Michael Benson. I'll tell you that guy's quite... He has got a head guard. Okay, let me play it again so you guys... Let me try to get it so you guys can see. Stop the fight. Come on, bitch. Fuck me, this thing. Okay. See what you get off that. Fuck me! Sorry, guys.
Big baby.
Sorry, guys. Okay, let's just see if we can see anything there. Okay, I've looked at it. What does that look like? Who's he sparring as well? Who's he sparring? What does that look like? Guys, have a look and tell me what you think. I couldn't get a good look at it, man. Tyson's got the Nate Diaz paper thin skin. It looked like it. Both with headgear on. Okay. It looked like an uppercut. I was only, I couldn't look at it very well. How bad I didn't book my flight to Saudi. Who would want to go to Saudi? Has Fury shit the bed or what's happening? I mean, the picture of the cut looks real. Fury looked in serious shape. Oh, right. So it looks in good shape for him. I haven't had a good look at this video. But, like I said, I do believe... Shut up, DeBum. Sorry, man. DeBum is... It's hard to tell. He doesn't seem to have the same level as Flab. It's hard to tell. His groin guard's quite high. But he looks in decent shape. You can't tell too much. Oh, Neil Baker, 33rd day of the year. Okay. Neil Baker's into like numerology and gematria. And 33 is a very important number, as we know. King Dale Clark, speaking of WWE the other day, have you heard the sexual allegation was called human trafficking by Vince M? He apparently even defecated in a woman. Defecated in a woman during a threesome. Is he guilty? Oh, yeah. I mean, I've spoken about this. I mean, when it comes to trafficking, it doesn't mean like you're necessarily moving from one country to another or whatever, but you're just moving them on to somewhere else and forcing them to have sex, right? Dumping on a woman's head. Yeah, I said that in the video. Is it real? Is he guilty? I mean, he's definitely a pervert. It seems sure. I believe they wanted rid of him. Yeah, when I say they, the people with certain style of hat, want rid of him and take over the company completely. The one thing that bothers me, did he do it? Well, it definitely wouldn't surprise me. He's a degenerate scumbag, right? The only thing is, if you look at the text, it looks like it's written by a 15-year-old pervert who spends his whole time in the basement. You know, it was so badly spelled, very juvenile. So I don't know, man. Back to Fury, right? Objective incision. What you saying, blood? I need the inbred twat with pussy out. WWF wrestlers used to cut themselves. This stinks of that. It does, but the cut's very open and deep. It doesn't look, it doesn't look, what's the word? It's not just a swift razor blade. I mean, you can say, oh, he's opened it up, but I mean, that's a risk. The cut that I was suspicious of was a David Haye cut for sure when he pulled out against Fury. This cut, I mean, at this point, much as I like to think they're shenanigans, at this point, I would say it's probably real. I mean, if a person has scar tissue, they're prone to cuts. No amount of rescheduling changes cuts. I'm not a dermatologist, but surgeons and DTs can get that patch by the 19th, in my opinion. Yeah, but you'd imagine it to be very much at risk to open up again, right? It wouldn't fully heal. I mean, their fighters have gone in with cuts that are really raw, but are somewhat closed. Thanks for answering. Let's not forget Vince miscarried in WWE. He was very zex. Yeah, it's very creepy. There's loads of people have come out with clips, and clips of him talking to his daughter. And she's going, "You took me out at 17 to meet men, and you know what you wanted me to do to them." It was very odd, man. Am I dead? Hey, everyone. Yeah, what are you saying, blood? What's up? Palmo Parade in house. Will Fury get the Jamal Khashoggi treatment for costing the Saudis money? Obviously, for those who don't know, that was a journalist who got whacked. But I mean, it's very disappointing. That's all I'll say. I was so looking forward to it. I thought it's getting close now. Surely nothing can go wrong. I'm sure Fury's training. Mon Queen. Fury is done. Been on decline since Wilder 2. He's been picking exhibition matches against his mates for the money. Too old, too inactive. He's been getting run ragged by newcomers inspired. Yeah, it's possible, but I still hope that we will get the fight. There's only one way to find out, and you're going to find out against a guy like Usyk. Photoshop does not exist, said nobody ever. Well, I've already said that, Papa, man. I know my boy Papa likes the conspiracy angle, and that's very possible. But they've also got that screenshot I just played. I don't know. I have a proper look at it. But what I would say, Papa, if you believe it's Photoshop, put it in the various tools you can use that will, they will. If a photo's been fiddled with, like the moon landing photos, the moonshot photos, then it comes up. So put them through some of them filters, blood. I'll do the same. No, what's up, blood? I can see. He's shattered. Hello. Yeah, no, that was my immediate thought, right? He's had a shit training camp and he's shattered. And he's turned an ankle or some nonsense. But he's released a picture of his cut, right? Obviously, we know Photoshop exists. And he's released a picture of his cut and some sparring. I just showed it a bit on my phone. I haven't really looked into how to put YouTube on my screen. It's probably very simple, but I haven't done it yet. But I didn't have a proper look at it. But it seems there's some sparring. Because if someone can tell me those kind of cuts are usually by elbows, aren't they? But I don't know. It looked like an uppercut. So at this point, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. But if that picture gets put through, anyone who knows a bit about image manipulation should be able to put that picture through some kind of app or even just in Photoshop and change all the colors and shading and all that, and it should be able to see if it's fake. I don't believe it is. I don't believe that's sophisticated in the Fury camp, but obviously he's got pals. Is Fury Usyk destined to never happen? Yeah, like Calbert, Devin Alexander. It's a very different fight to weigh up. Devin Alexander, Calbert. You say, oh well, it's a decent fight, but no one really cares. This is the big leagues. Usyk Fury. The one that I would say that I've always said destined never to happen, and I wish it would be a Gay J Fury. But yeah, it might be another one of those fights. They'll reschedule it. I mean, listen, man, them Saudis are not going to be happy with all the money they spent on the promo. The promo alone must cost £1 million, right? Surely. Well, maybe yeah, I'm going over the top. Maybe it's less than that, but still, come on, man. You know, health is wealth. Yakub is happy to fight in delayed. He doesn't want Aryan brothers fighting in combat against each other. They'd be rubbing his hands on his big head. My boy, yeah. Convenient as a camera filming and it gets leaked. Well, that's true. That's another. Well, I mean, obviously these days things get more likely to get filmed. You know, if I was sparring in camp, I wouldn't mind someone filming it that I trusted, obviously, on my camera, so that I could watch it and find out. You know, so it wasn't leaked, so I could watch it and see what I was doing wrong. You know, there's a lot of. It's not that unlikely these days. It's not like the old days when you had that proper film and proper camera. But I agree. Some people might be suspicious of that. Oh, look, it's a cut, and obviously it happened. Look, you can see in his sparring trip. Do you feel sorry for Usyk? Where did you go from there? I do feel sorry for Usyk, yeah, especially Usyk. He's a consummate professional. I don't believe he's ever pulled out as a fight. Has he, Usyk? Yeah. And my dad, I hate it when this happens. So do I, man. A fight is so close and then it gets cancelled. It's like a friend calling last minute to cancel your planned night out. Yeah, or some hot bird. Yeah. I remember some bird back in the day. This girl set me up on a blind date with her friend, right? She was blonde, the friend. And I was like, yeah, sweet. I got ready and, you know, and I was about to go. And I get this text at like 6 p.m. Oh, I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. I'm like, blood clot. And, you know, I'm like, what? Oh, damn, come on, man. And I've been working hard. I was looking forward to it. And I get a message. Oh, I can't. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, what happened? Well, my housemate just split up with her boyfriend. She's very upset. I don't think I can go out. I've got to comfort. And I was like, really? That was some pathetic ass shit, man. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, whatever, man. I texted her. I went to the club anyway. I partied and found a girl at the club. I got so drunk, I didn't know what happened, but I took her home and I woke up in my bed and the door was open. Huh? And I had some girl's number and I was like, I don't know what will go on, man. But yeah, anyway, I texted this girl's letter. Apparently, I looked at my message. The girl I was meant to go on a date and I want to see a picture of your tits now. Anyway, I didn't see her again. Papa can't be bothered. Remember the Undertaker died and came back to life? Are you referring to the WWE or are you referring to when Fury got up? We can't be bothered. I mean, come on, man. It's an important story. I'll help a man out. I'm out of a look. Rumor now is the sparring partner that cut Fury loaded his glove with Usyk's earring. Do you think Fury had the same team that worked on the zombie promo for Dare Ring? But I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Fury hired it. You know, whoever the production team or the Saudis would have done it, right? Tyson Fury reckons he faked the cut, and the makeup artist have got someone to do it on purpose for me. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a good look at it. The way it looks, if it is makeup, it's a pretty damn good job. That's all I'll say. Nothing would surprise me in modern sports. You know, and the NFL's all rigged, by the way. I put some money on today on the Kansas City Chiefs because I'm like, there's a big story coming up. Everyone's been reading about it, right? But I thought they've been pushing that Taylor Swift, what is her name, Travis, whatever, Kelsey or whatever his name is, so much that there's something going on there, you know. And she's the conspiracy is that she's a Biden supporter, and also you know, all these other things. Anyway, I heard the gash is very deep, and they found it between Corey's legs, between Fury's legs. Sorry, what's the story? Morning, Corey. Yeah, a deep, wide gash. Yeah, how come it's happened to Fury? Out of all the people, this guy always finds a way out. Well, David Gay is just as bad, to be honest. Fury seemed nervous on the gloves off when he's announced. He was touching his face and neck. That is a sign of a comfort mechanism. That's correct. It is. I'll just have to have a look at the evidence, like the so-called sparring video and the cut, and see if we can glean anything from that. Dodgy. Why is the fight not scheduled on Box Red Flag? Was it not? Was it not? When would that happen? I'm sure it was, blood. It's been filmed, but people do that in regular sparring. Yeah. My boy, 40 in chats and 11 likes. Come on, support the tribute. Yeah, thanks, Nans. Good to see you. Yeah, remember, Nans, he's given very generously to the channel. And you too can, with a super chats, cash apps, buy me a coffee, Bitcoin. So if everyone wants to show some love, because YouTuber haters, then I would think so. Thanks, Naz, for all the love shown. Support the channel. Yeah, hit the likes at least. Come on, guys. Hit the likes to push haters. Oh, my boy. Be original. You can't just leave it up to Shane to support the channel. What he's going to become, his logo, Shane Bongo's logo. The Pepe logo. No, it's an Apu. That's not Pepe, that's an Apu logo. I just got out the bath. I hope you're nice and clean, blood. Have you heard about the Fury? The Tyson Fury? Yeah, the man's got cut. Jacket's bud, what a shit house. It's just so disappointing, man. You know, the Chibby's last a bit boring. By the way, I've got 33 guys in the chat now. 33 is a bad number, so can other people enter? I don't know, man. It's just very disappointing for me. I was buzzing for this. You know, it was keeping me excited for boxing, and I thought, right, surely we're 2 weeks away now. Nothing can go wrong. Yeah, that as well. Women standing up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they always come up with pathetic excuse that my flatmate's just split up with her boyfriend. She's too upset. I can't leave. Oh, fuck off, man. Sit down, have a look. Half an hour to alone and see this guy. I'll ring you up later, see how you are. I mean, maybe she came on a period. Maybe she felt ugly. But if that's the best excuse you can come out with, get the fuck out of here, man. Furious Corey got cut as an apology to sport. He got circumcised. Well, Muslims also circumcised, so maybe you have to do that to get into the Saudi. I once saw The Undertaker at the festival. Some guy out says he went into a porta potty. I really wanted to push it over and see him rise from the porta potty. I hope that's a true story, but it's funny anyway. Does the whole show get postponed? Yeah, it will. What does Usyk fight Ergovic? That's interesting. I believe they'll just postpone the show. They've done too much work on the promotion, I believe. I would be happy. I mean, I feel sorry for Usyk, although he must be sitting there in his training camp in wherever he is, America or Ukraine, or he can't be in Ukraine, right? And just go, oh, come on, man. And the other guys on the bill, you know, think about poor Isaac Lowe, the gremlin, the munchkin. I can't fight in Saudi. But, you know, forget that gremlin. I'm talking about proper fighters like Jay Opataya, you know, and Maris Bradis, man. Bradis hasn't fought in over a year, man. Opataya wants to take care of business, and he's already pissed off at Tyson Fury. Yeah, for whatever happened in the camp, whatever it was, like going all the way over there for 5 rounds of sparring. Oh, Shane Morgan says Zerks. Well, yeah, I remember. And you got a 5.5 Corey status. By the way, I forwarded these, these important descriptions, these details, this data to Tyson Fury, so you can add it to the Corey database. I want to put it past Fury to put a stunt to get out of the fight. I'm not convinced about his mental health and the Vlad fight. Well, no, I mean that was based around a drug. He failed the drug test, really, didn't he? I mean, which cut is deeper than Sam Strong getting a snip on his Corey in the cave or Fury's gash? Well, the Fury gash in the Wallin fight was pretty serious, man. Without further ado, it wouldn't be the 33rd day of the year without a £3.33 donation from our man Shane Mongus. Well, thank you, of course, Shane. Shane likes to mess with my head with the numbers, but yeah, it's true. That'd be right. That'd be right. But thank you very much, my boy Shane. Always giving generous. You know, guys, you can't just leave it up to Shane. That's that man super chat. Or Shane and Nadab, who've all given me a lot of cash money. Super chat. What's the story, Morning Corey? Now that's a great username. It's a very grainy video in 2024. Ledge punch. It looks like an elbow follow through, which caused the cut. Fury knows a thing or two about elbows. Yeah, he dumped on fucking and Gooby's face, didn't he? Yeah, I showed it earlier just off my mobile, which isn't very the best way of showing it. I haven't yet worked out how to put a window up. Yeah, you can't see that much. It is a bit grainy, and people go, yeah, 2024, you're going to video that way. Yeah. So a lot of suspicious videos will come up. Oh, look, it's an alien. Oh, it's this. It's just a UFO. And they're always grainy, aren't they? Yeah. Some guy in the chat has got 7.2 inch Corey status. I have 7.8, and from the bottom it was 8.0 Corey status. But it shrunk. I don't know what happened. I got cussed. In like Africa, yeah, they believe in cussing and the witchcraft, which I do believe in, but not as much as them. And they've killed women and stuff like that because they're suspicious that there's a woman cast that spell and made the Corey length smaller. But yeah, 7.2 is a pretty impressive Corey status. I mean, this is not a Corey channel, remember that. You know, honestly, I'm surprised Paris has 7 kids if Fury pulls out so often. Yeah, someone could have made that joke, man. He didn't used to, did he? Well, then he sort of started putting out, he's called everyone else a shit house. I wouldn't pull out. I'd have to have me head falling off to pull out. Yeah. Big up. Hello, Mark. What's you saying, blood? Big up to me. Have you seen this IFL interview? I've seen nothing. Honest. I mean, you mean, was it put up after the cut? No. I haven't really watched anything. Basically, I was having me dinner. I put up the video on Dan Aziz and Castillo, brav, Castillo in it, fam. Look, check out me Versace jacket. I don't want them birds to shit on it. In it, bruv. Mad thing. That fucking idiot who Boxing News think is, is the right guy to interview anyway. So I was putting up my Castillo, Aziz, and the other clown, Buatsi, and I was preparing some dinner, get my food on, and then bing on my phone, and then I see this, and I thought, well, man's got to go online, Brad. Yeah, in it, and do that mad boxing thing, because I got to talk to the funds about the Fury cut. So as soon as I saw, I just scheduled the live and came on. Triple B, is it true you look forward to Optai win so you can Corey inspect? People make fun of the Triple B because he's such a big Optai fan, but that's not Corey business. I think that's the reason Optai got shown out of county. He was like, no, Tyson, I won't do a Corey inspection. I'm half Samoan, blood. I'm Samoan. Get out of here with your Corey business. You're not staying in the camp unless I measure your Corey. But no, I'm not interested in Optai's Corey. But obviously, I hold a special place for him on the channel because when he was unknown and he hadn't fought anyone good, I picked him to beat Bradis. I picked him to beat him on points. I said, this guy's a super fighter. People don't realize it. And he's now everyone goes, oh, he's amazing. He's one of the top. But Triple B was there before everyone else. Yeah, they had to wait for him to beat up Jordan Thompson and Zorro, which is no great shakes, but it's the manner in which he did it. No fucking mercy. So I'm not interested in Corey. It's not a Corey channel. Spencer's put a voodoo curse on me. Stroke my Corey, yeah. I think I don't really use my Corey. It doesn't really bother me that much. But, my Corey is impressive. And I get the weapon out in front of girls and, they'd be like, oh, and it's a nice feeling, blood. I do miss them days, but whatever, man. I'm a new man now. I don't do that, The video of John Fiore getting rinsed by Frotch was good. Yeah, about time the old gobshite got told, yeah, he did a good job, Frotch. And it's a weird, I don't know how to feel about Frotch because he's like a weird guy, right? He's super sensitive about himself, right? He used to cry in the England camp and refuse to spar and stuff like that. He gets so wound up before fights. I give him a lot of credit for that because you got so much courage to overcome that fear. So that shows some mental strength. And he's obviously a tough guy. He couldn't get no nice pum-pum when he was young. He's very jealous. He was awkward with women. So he's coming to his own late, even though his Rachel's a complete sket, sly. But yeah, he did a good job, and he's right. I couldn't disagree with what Frotch said. I find it a bit cringe, Frotch on fighting, because you can see he's not totally comfortable with it. And Rachel's always in the background asking questions. It's her thing, isn't it? It's her thing. It's not his. He probably gets real nervous before, like a pussy hole. Did Joseph Parker Corey slap Fury? Well, maybe that. You see BK not splashing acid. Oh, yeah, that guy, man. Oh, yeah. There's some trendy, like, refugees welcome type, like company that helped him stay in the UK. And everyone's now calling this, like, you cause this, you pussy hole. You cause this. A fake Christian charity. Wait a minute. What's the story? One of RP Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed. You serious, blood? Nah, come on, man. Not fucking Apollo, blood. I don't need to hear more bad news today. What? Carl Weathers, right? That's come on, bro. I mean, as a youth, you know what I'm saying? It says here, according to Wikipedia, Carl Weathers is an American actor. No, he does die. They haven't updated his wiki. Oh, I'm sorry, R.I.P. Seriously, right? Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. He was 76. Okay. We don't know about jibber jabber status, but 76 is, it's unusual. I think the average American lives to be 78 or something, the male. Damn. Oh, God bless. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. I hope he's a Christian. It's still bigger than Spencer's. Someone said Spencer's Willie's like a piece of brown cotton, really thin. Ah, the black collar. My man. Top. Johnny Russ was right when he said Fury's getting messed up in training. There were so many rumours, and we never saw anything, except this little clip, this grainy clip that's allegedly been released. I haven't looked at it properly. It's very possible, but the cut does look real at this point. But, obviously, what I say, the best indicator of future behaviour is past behaviour, and Fury has pulled that a lot, But Nang. What does Nang mean? Does that mean it's you talking? You're Nang. Oh no. Does it mean a shank, or does it mean you look peng or something? I don't know. You can tell me. I remember I picked him to beat Brady. Well done, brother. Still one of the best fights I watched live. Up there with that light flyweight fight from the other week. Oh, I didn't watch that light flyweight because I'm always thinking, I'm not interested. I'll watch Sonny Edwards fight against, because Sonny is obviously, we've had some back and forth. Black Court said, Fury could have done this on purpose. I mean, Liam and Chase, what are you saying, blood? I believe Fury's reason for the fight being 100% off. Not. What a disgrace. Okay. Is there anyone here that believes it's real? I'd like to hear that from that camp as well. Amir Khan packed, that's right. Some guy in the chat packed Frotcher's wife off. And that's why I hate Amir Khan so much. But he has made he can be quite funny as well. He's touchy, isn't he? But he can make some quite funny comments and be trolling. I mean, the Mayweather in front of 80,000 when I knocked out George Groves. And I mean, I was cringe at the beginning, but then I'm like, actually, it's quite funny. But now they're big pals. George Groves is apparently not a likable guy in real life. I've spoken to people that spot him and good people, and they're like, no, it's a bit. So I reckon he tried to get under Frotcher's skin, but I still believe he shouldn't have been stopped in the first fight. But yeah, that's right, man. Rachel Cordington wanted to be famous, right? And she got drilled with Amir Khan's mushroom-shaped dog. I haven't watched anything. Someone said he's got quite a long. I don't want to talk about Corey. It's not Corey. He's got quite a long Corey, but it's thin and with a big mushroom on top. I'm like, but there you go. What's the story, Bonnie? I'm sorry to break it to you. Jakar's a legend, got killed by Drago. Yeah, he did take a few deaths, didn't he? Do you remember? Has anyone watched I bet there's no one here, and I never did, but I seen it. I remember back in the day in the shop. Action Jackson with Carl Weathers. Man, that's a shame, man. Because I remember him as a youth, and I was always an Action Jack. I mean, not Action Jack. I was always an Apollo Creed fan. He was a good character. I liked his style. Yeah, Drago killed. R.I.P. the Black Tiger. Oh, sorry, man. Poor old Apollo Creed, man. I wonder if yeah, probably. But whether that, because of his age, you can't necessarily say. But he wasn't like one of those degenerate actors that did loads of drugs and drink. You got these old fossils like the Rolling Stones, blood clot, and they're like, they're still alive at even though they're carrying their bodies. But Carl Weathers kept in good shape. As far as I know, he never was a party guy. So, Palm Parade. The asset attacker was refused asylum twice, right? Then convicted of sexual assault. No way. He then pretended to be a Christian to get accepted a third time. This country, right? It was a fake Christian charity. What I mean by fake Christian, because most of these so-called Christian charities and Christian organizations don't understand Christianity. It's actually against mixing everyone up. They only do that under God. That's what the Tower of Babel was about. We build and everyone comes and then God spread everyone out. And if you listen to the Bible, it says people should marry within their own peoples and live within their own peoples. There's a room for interaction, and that's obviously my cousin was a disaster. Multiracialism, multiculturalism, it just breaks and divides a country. I mean, of course it does. Hello, Chubby. Lee Talks Boxing. Hello. Come on, Lee, you must have more than that to say, blood. Mark, I wouldn't be surprised if the cup was real. Okay, but someone planned. Tyson started to come on to go Harlem. And his fight is never going to happen, and so do many others. Yeah, it is very hard to plan a cut in that sense because, if you ask some fight to go on you, you'll probably just, batter you and bruise you. And if you've got a head guard, I mean, if you took all the, if it's an elbow, I don't know, man. It's a hard one to pull off, and a very. I mean, a lot of people say, I know this fight's not going to happen, like you. So do many others. So people are very suspicious naturally. I've done some research on the Rotherham crew. Okay, 2080. What did you find out, blood? I mean, lacking in girth. It's a small fuck. Come on, man. This ain't no Corey channel. If you want a Corey question, at least have DC to give a super chat. I mean, lacking in girth. It's a small mushroom. The mushroom's wider than the rest of the Corey. Man, Tysina, man. I don't know why you're into that. It's Carl Weathers dead. Yes, unfortunately. I've just checked it out. Carl Weathers is one of the greatest movie handshake ever. One half. Oh yeah. It's a meme, isn't it? When they're like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, in a Predator, right? And that become a meme, a graphic for a meme. Yeah. R.P. Apollo Creed. He died. Oh, what like Drago said. Yeah. Well, I guess his lives ran out, blood. Some of the Christian charities and middle class do good at leftist cuts. Absolutely. 100%. And you see it on, even things like, there's something called TBN, which I sometimes watch, called Trinity Broadcast Network. It was really called Christian Broadcast Network. And and they have all these very wet, lefty cuck, programs. There's all kinds of these things. And they don't come into contact with the problems that happen on the street. But this guy's getting called out, and he's all over Twitter now. This is because of you, mate. This is because of you. And of course, he's not a Christian. He's faking that. Oh, I can't go back to whatever country. I don't know what it was, Iraq or whatever. If I'm a Christian, I get persecuted. Oh, he's saying it, and they actually get advised by charities and NGOs that want to bring in more refugees. Say this. Say you're a Bati man and you can't go back because you get killed for being a Bati. Or say you're a Christian if you're from a Muslim country because you get persecuted. They tell them what to say. Yeah, Fairy's full of push. Hey, Acoustic, what up? Acoustic, come on, man. Acoustic's going to say, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and remember to donate. Come on, we've only had change so far. Get your credit card out. I want to see Bummett Edwards, Junto Nakatani next. Nakatani is better than Bam. What weight is he at, though? I thought he's a bantamweight, Nakatani. Am I right? I don't think he'll move up to bantamweight, Sonny. He's even talked he can move down to light flyweight. But Priest gave me the okay to become Christian. That's why he got accepted. Oh, deport Priest, acid. Shit. I mean, this country's crazy. But it's all part of a plan. We all know about the K-Loogie plan. And this is throughout Europe and throughout the Western world. It's part of the plan, and it's written. So we want everyone to be as mixed as possible, so that they're all divided and they've got no, cohesion, they've got no nationalism, and then we can do what we want with them. They openly say this, blood. Yeah. Black Caller now, my man. Remember, check the Black Caller's channel. My man's funny. You red pill. Check out the Black Caller channel. Subscribe to him. It ain't Tribby Live unless I hear this ain't a Corey channel. I mean, people just can't talk about Corey business, man. Also, remember, my boy Lee Talks Boxing. Check his channel out. Another red pill guy. Got nice boxing predictions. Richard James Klimo caught his eye. Oh, come on, man. On Paris's Vladimir Klitschko bar whilst eating Chittels. Totally Fury had a dentist. Yeah. Shit the fool. I mean, I don't know what kind of legal issues they would have because there was obviously a cut. You've seen it. Liverpool suicide bomber also pretended to be Christian. Stay many such exactly like I said, and they encourage you to do that. These all you got to do is say you're a Bati man and you can't go back to your home country, or if you come from a Muslim country, say you're Christian, you can't. They tell them what to say as well. It's not like like, that's right, share, subscribe. Most of all, donate, motherfuckers. Because the hatred the Triple B gets from YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy, man, how they attack me, man. Shadow ban me and stuff, I Videos I used to get maybe a $5 on, I get like £1 on now, man. It's nuts, man. 92942. Just watch the Aziz gloves off. It's so awkward. Why did Sky decide to do it so close to the fight when they're cutting hard? Stupid idea. I don't know, man. Maybe it's filmed before, but they've done more than one face to face. Not Sky. Sky had one, and then Boxing News with their trendy one-on-one channel, which is run by this fool called Tebet. If you watch my Boxy Aziz video, you can see what I'm talking about. This fool called Rob Tebet doesn't know nothing about boxing. He's a failed actor. Comes from a lot of money, by the way, because apparently he bought Boxing News. Now, I don't know how that works. Has he bought Boxing News YouTube, or has he bought the publication? Because it's still run by Kelsey Media. So I don't, they announced, Rob Tebet's bought Boxing News, but I don't really know what has really happened there. But anyway, so he's got this. So the Boxing News channel and One-on-One, which is the sort of trendy side channel, run by Rob Tebet, some bum who's a failed actor with a lot of money behind him, family money, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, but you don't know shit about boxing. You don't know shit about boxing. You never done it. You never trained. Right? He's a failed actor. You can find him on IMDb. He's got one movie. Plum. So, yeah. Alan Smith was a failed actor as well. So they also done this one-on-one show, yeah? Oh, the other guy with the big head, Declan Taylor, check him out. He's another guy who don't know shit about boxing. He's a footballer, not a boxer. He's an ex-footballer. And he's got this big head like a white Klingon. You know what Klingon is? In Star Trek, a Klingon, he's got some deformed head. That's what his head's like. Watch my video, the Aziz Boatsy video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But they've done this trendy setup. Oh, no, we'll get South London thing in it. So we'll get Boatsy and we'll get Aziz, and then we'll get Castillo, who's some bum I've never heard of. You go, yo, listen, blood, yo, what you saying? Yes, bruv. Yes, this is some mad thing because you his friends, in it. What's the best jollof rice? Ghanaian or Nigerian? It sickens me, man. What's he got to do? Carlisle, is this legit or Photoshop? That's been talked about. I mean, it looks legit. But you can put it through some filters and we'll find out. I might have a look at that, man. To be honest, I'm about to mix it. That's why I was in Gooby. Oh, come on. I don't talk about. The only BBC I will talk about is a British Buggering Children Federation. Later, listen to Eubank Senior yesterday. He kept referring to his nephew as the gold. Ooh. That is language known by those who study Hermeticism, where the gold refers to an enlightened one transmitted. I haven't watched that video. But, I mean, Chris Eubank is obviously a member of the society. He's flashed the symbols, the picture with Gad, Gareth and Nonce Davis. And they're both flashing signals. So, yeah. And, he was on the bus with Cliff Richard celebrating the Queen's birthday. That's a crazy position for an ex-boxer to have. So, yeah. But he also is a bit loony. So, yeah, there must be something happening around. They want people to have... They want some people to have ethnic cohesion, not Europeans. Well, yeah, but that's just part of the same plan, the clergy plan. The West was the last place on Earth, and they need to bring it down so elites can have unlimited supply of wage slaves and implement the evil plan. That's right. And and I read it. So in some of their brochures or whatever, their writings, their books, they're like saying, look, we will probably get the Japanese and the Eastern Chinese to become the middle management, right? Because they've been under the thumb and they obey orders so much and they'll be easy. So they're going to Mongolize the rest of the world, right? Or especially, any invert commas whack countries like, Australia, New Zealand, United States, Canada, and they're doing it very successfully, and then they'll Mongolize them so they become just cattle. They'll let the Japanese and Chinese become the middle managers, and then the elite will be the one reaping all the money. Yeah. I mean, you can read about these. Just do your research, blood. Remember, it's always research and take the red pill. Look at Sweden. Excuse me. Sweden was the perfect country virtually. So, might say apart from the weather, they had huge space, beautiful nature, almost no crime, no sexual crime, no murders, hardly at all. Everyone's well educated, healthy, outdoor lifestyle, loads of space. Yeah, they had high taxes, but that paid for those who did fall on bad times, right? And also, obviously, government nonsense. I mean, let's not forget that. But it was a high trust society, so people could leave their kids outside shops, and a good looking bunch of people, right? And look what it's like now. What is it? Stockholm's the rape capital of the world, the great capital of the world. Also, like I went out with loads of Swedish girls. They're the most cut, pathetic, just repeating what they've been shoved in their mouths. I mean, their ears rather, and their mouths too. About the New World Order, about how great it is. Obviously, they don't call it that. But, they would just repeat that. They were the most, and it was so sad to see these idiots ruin their places like that. Yeah. Dr. Corey Tuggers, terrible news today. Corey's up for Carl. Yeah, the Corey's up for Fury's eye, not the brown. Thank you, Dr. Corey Tuggers. I mean, yeah, it is a shame. Palmer, which card you're watching on Saturday, Chubby? Well, obviously, I'll be switching between, So, obviously, I'll be watching Caroline Dubois and then Fran Hennessy when Fran Hennessy is on. Because, obviously, I mean, the women were better than the men most of the time. Just like the Lionesses. But in all seriousness, I probably watch Sky because I've got DAZN. I bought it stupidly. Excuse me. A whole year last year I can't remember why. Because it's a rip-off. Well, no, actually, if you buy it for the whole year, it doesn't seem such a rip-off, although you got to pay all that money up front. But whatever, I don't know. But so I haven't got Sky, so I watch Sky on a stream, right? So I'll probably watch that live, and then I'll watch the DAZN replay. But yeah, so that's probably what I'll do. But Boati against Aziz is probably the best fight, isn't it? Why does mixing happen? Is it genuine love? People get brainwashed. And by the way, mixing doesn't happen that much. Most people will marry their own, especially when they're left up to their own devices, they marry their own people, not just race, but nationality generally. Or they marry nationality that's quite similar to them. It's natural for humans. We're herd animals. So even in Britain, when they push multicultural, someone, actually most couples are the same race, whether you're black or white, whatever, Asian, So, but they made mixing a good thing. There are people that actually, I've had girls, yes, I actually went out on a date, with a black guy. They're saying it really proudly, like to try and impress people. And I'm just sitting there going, and why are you telling me this? Oh, he was so net. They go. So people, normies get programmed, man, to think that certain things are good and bad very easily. I watched someone start the one with the Castillo guy. I had to turn off. The guy got my nose. Oh yes, bruv. Oh yeah, he's sitting there in his coat. And he goes, yeah, man. This is a mad thing. I got these birds. I hope they don't shit on my Versace coat. Blah 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 blah. Bruv. In it. Mad thing. He's a. I couldn't watch it. I put it in a few clips in the video so people could laugh at it. No way Rob Tubbett comes from money. He's a bum and looks. Well, that's what you think, but I don't know. I mean, I think he's quite middle class, certainly. He looks like a bum just because he's a waste man. But money must come from somewhere. And I remember it got controversial a few years ago. Spencer Fearon said, you're probably taking it up the batty hall at public school like all their mothers. And he got into trouble, not for dissing Tebbit and not for dissing posh people, but for being you're phobic. And then Spencer Fearon claimed he had a batty man's son, and then he deleted the post. He's such a loser. What's the best rice? Oh, I'd like to have that question from Nittle Tweets. I like some food questions, fam. What, jollof rice? I mean, they talk about it, don't it? There's many questions. Let's get this straight now, innit? I got my man Dan and I got my man Joshua. Who's better, Ghanaian jollof rice? What the hell has this got to do with boxing, blood? To be fair, Tebbett's a good interviewer in low competition. Well, yeah, Freddie, the competition is very low. Very low. But yeah, I mean, I know he's dreadful, but he don't know shit about boxing. And nor does Declan Taylor, the white Klingon. All right? Leave him in chains. And a lot of people going to a football protest. It's tragic how these normies live their life. Don't sit in a pub talking about this, that. Oh, he should have taken him off, and I can't believe Manchester United, this, that, da. And all the time, they don't care what they're feeding their children. Right, the pesticides in the children's food, what's in that, yeah, they don't care about the medicines they're forcing, or the psychological craziness, the school they're being taught. No. They don't even look at their food. They don't even think about it. Yeah? They spend all the time thinking about their sport instead of what's going into their children's brains and stomachs and messing them up. How could you? How? Nummies. Just incomprehensible to me. So I see thinks Castillo's funny. Yeah, like you're laughing at him though, blood. Now Sweden, Somali colony. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's so sad with that country. Iceland is the last great place around. Some guy in attack. Yeah, right. But guess what? They've just got their first meeting place for a certain community, and he's already called for more diversity. So that place will be ruined eventually too. Sweden, Norway, Finland is still like that. Denmark pretty okay too. I went to Denmark about when was it? Oh, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I liked it, real nice. But it was already. I met this Danish girl, right? And she was cute. They all are. Danish girls are beautiful, and take care of some business and stuff. And they got this weird little place called what's it called, Christian Town, where you could go there and smoke greens. And it's like a hippie colony. And it was nice place, lovely place, clean. And even she was saying, she was younger at the time, and she was going, I can't understand how all these foreigners do this, that, and the other. They have no regard for our customs, our way of life, things like talking loud in the bus and just crossing the street when they want. And she got a slap round the face from this guy who tried to molest her. And then the next time I met her, it was about a year and a half later, she started to go to university. And she was quite bad. She started going on about how awful white people were, how white babies are really ugly, and all this kind of crazy stuff. I mean, that's how you can get programmed so easily if you're a normie. But Aziz will be a stinker. I've heard people say that. Now, the problem is when you got people that sparred a lot of rounds together, it's often a stinker. I'm just hoping it's not. And I'm hoping Aziz win, because I prefer Nigerian jollof rice, innit? See how the Caucasians were brought into genocide against Soviet Russia because the Russian Cossack Empire protected Slavs, correct? Now the Caucasians from the other mishmash of Soviet Empire, yeah. I mean, it's been going on. The reason Caucasians have been a target of the New World Order is because they were the one people that had a bit and could push back a bit, had the right mixture of infrastructure and at that time nationalism and IQ to be able to push back, and they were, they were considered to be a problem in the New World Order plans. So that's why, the European countries, all these wars, why do you think they happen? Come on, blood. They're part of the plan. We would have been, we like Europeans, Americans, would have been living a quite life, quite fruitful life, family lives, but they all got wrecked. It's all part of the plan. When you read them, I mean, these things were written in the 1900s and stuff. You're just like, the early 1900s, you're like, I can't believe this is like, how could they have seen that? Well, they didn't foresee it. That was the plan. Yeah, it's dangerous thing to take part in, blood. I think they are changing that fast. Mixing will be common. We'll see with it. Yeah, of course it is. But even now, what I'm saying is at the time, even now, it's not like it is on TV adverts. You know what I'm saying? Rob status of Hulk this YTP. What you say, blood? Tell me, it looks like you skipped a stage of evolution. Yeah, there's something missing there. There's definitely something missing. But the failed actor has somehow got himself into buying boxing. There's something very weird going on. Why do mixed people go with they do anything? Can you tell you're going to not to contaminate the bloodline? It's a bit late for that. Been done. Do you watch Muay Thai? No. But I did Muay Thai for about 2 years when I was younger, and man, I got to tell you, man. The sparring with legs, it was hard. I got glass legs, I think. They're very skinny, right? But like someone, the trainers they were like baseball bats. And I was like, how can anyone take that kick? It's nuts. And I've seen the Thais break baseball bats and the way they throw them, they're so powerful. I remember I first took the bag for a guy kicking it, and he wasn't that good. He's a novice. He had a couple of fights, and then bang, bang. I was like, blood clot. I got a bit of a headache. But then you learn to hold the pads properly. But still, I'm telling you, yeah, I don't watch it though. I don't know any of the fighters. All the top guys will be Thai, but obviously they haven't got anyone at the top weights because Thais are not very big, are they? Right? I'm in Australia now, ladies. Oh, nice to see, blood. People protest BLM and LGBT, won't protest the cost of living and government lies. People normies are so easily to brainwash and program. And if you go against them, the system will provide, the elite will provide you names and labels. Oh, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're an Islamophobe, you're a racist, right? And the normies will just go, oh, I'm not talking to him, he's a one of those people. It's classic brainwashing, it's classic manipulation, but most people are idiots. The shillites. Oh, the shill elites, sorry. The elites, yes, I know what you're saying. Obsessed with their bloodlines, can be traceable back to King David. Yeah, the profane and vulgar must be race mixed to destroy our own trouble. But that's the thing, right? If you're talking about people, you can't talk about anything on YouTube, right? But if you're talking of a certain community, right? Only 10% of them originate from the Middle East, Semitic peoples, the Safaris, the Mizrahis. The rest are Ashis who come from Khazaria. And they have no genetic link or cultural link to ancient Israelites or ancient Israel, right? That's the simplistic way, right? The Ashkenazi are deliberate converts, and they are from the Caucasus area. They have absolutely, and so, it's a farce. They're not related to David. They can't be. They're not the same bloodline. Shane Bongos, my man Shane. Thank you for treat. The Wild Boar King 40 about romps with dozens of all that. What is he? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've never seen a picture of that thing. Freddie, immigrants behave in Denmark, even though they are a large cohort, right? The Danish are tougher. They are definitely tougher. The Danish are actually a bit tougher and a bit more reasonable. They are different than the Swedes and the Norwegians, which are a bunch of cucks, especially the Swedes. They are a bit different than Danish, but they're still going to be buggered, aren't they? No way Finland is like the old image. If the Sweden, you can fit Mike or Bongo's Corey in that. Big Mike. If you mean Big Mike Obama, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is quite a big cut. Maybe you can fit Big Mike's Corey in there. Searching British women on Google brings up loads of pictures of Africans. Yeah. There's also this other thing, right? These AI thing, when you're meant to enter, what does a typical person from Yorkshire look like, or London, or this, that, and the other? And it's something crazy. Like if you go to Yorkshire, I don't know if it's Yorkshire, it's one of those counties, and there's a black guy and a white girl. It's just this is all part. I mean, if anyone's eyes are not open and they can't see the obvious programming manipulation, right? Then they're normie and they're blue pilled and they're wasters. I mean, they just don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me. There's actually quite a lot of good non-Thai Muay Thai fight. Right. There was John Wayne Park, some Aussies, some good Aussies, right? And what are they called? Dutch guys as well. What's that name? Not Rico Verhoeven. He does kickboxing, right? What's his name? Ramon. Can't remember. It's so back in the day when I used to actually look at it. But there are a lot of good Dutch guys as well. But they tend to be a bigger weight, and then Thais don't really exist at those kind of weights. They're all the lower weights, so they don't cross over that often. If you see what I mean. But yeah, what do they call them in Thailand? If you're a foreigner, especially white, Guai Lo is Chinese, right? Gai Jin is Japanese. What do they call him in Thailand? There's a word. Lee. You would know that as you light the coal. I'll do Mr. Sappers. I heard they're taller and more intelligent. Sort of mixed guy, and he seems smarter than this. No, it depends what's being mixed. Yeah, and there can be genetic issues and cultural issues. It's not that simple. The best mix is if you're the same race, but you're from another country, another gene pool. You get a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm half. What are you from? I'm half French. I'm half German, and I'd be really good looking. I'm half Argentinian, half English, this kind of thing. And then you see real beauty. So many models. I'm a man in the house. 444 by the boy. Come on, guys. We can't just leave it up to Shane Bongos, bloods. Y'all better recognize we can't just leave it up to Shane Bongos. Yeah? Otherwise, it becomes a Shane Bongos channel up here. Right? Y'all got to dip in. You can super shekel. You can cash out Bengal G40. You can show me your beer blood. Or give me some BTC. In it, fam. Brav. Mad things. Right, that exactly. And things like blood transfusions is difficult. And organ transplant. That's correct. Yeah. Also, look at this. The Swiss Basile, the Templars there, working relationship with Rothschild, Jacob Frankism alongside the black nobility, Vatican. There's a trifecta. The black nobility, that's a good point. Don't forget left out. Yeah. That's profane and prison. Correct. My boy Lay knows his red pill very well, and he knows what's going on. Some of the stuff can get a bit complex, right? If you're not used to it, but that's right, man. The red shields and all that lot, just part of it. The black nobility, the what do you call Medicis, Orsini's, Borgias, the Masonic guys are kind of their pawns, really. But yeah, them guys who are running things. One FC has cool Muay Thai. Yeah, with France. Yeah, the Thai style wouldn't work as well without the big guys. Yeah, I mean, I think they should have bare knuckle Thai. In the Thai, they used to have, didn't they used to dip them in glass and stuff? English and Swedish would be a great mix. Yeah. It were, yeah, and a lot of the girls I went out with had well, the real pretty ones were, some of them were mixed. I went out with a girl who was half Spanish, half English, with a bit of Irish. She was probably the most beautiful girl, half this, half that. Some people do like the lighties. Yeah, not for me, not for the triple B. Yeah, Tycina. Yeah. Some guy in the chat, I'm trying to put my boy on. Yeah, stop that stuff, Tycina. Anyway, you only marry amongst your cousins, blood. Tyson Fury only marries his cousin. In America, more women are the hottest. Before Hollywood started mid women, many hot 90s and 2000s actresses were Mormons, were they? In fact, the Amish women are pretty beautiful, and they can be a bit inbred. Obviously, they never do movies and stuff like that. But, some of their women are just naturally beautiful, blue-eyed, kind of blonde women, pure, natural, no makeup. Did you watch Strickland vs. Duplessis? I did. I thought Strickland won the fight, even though it was close. I believe Strickland won the fight. I believe he was being punished for speaking as he did. Strickland is based, not against Duplessis. And I don't, they got that old sort of cliche. Oh, you've got to take the title from the champ. I don't 100% believe that, but I think you have to win by. You can't take the guy's championship with a razor thin decision. I don't think that's fair, right? And that back in the day, you can't win by a couple of shots. You got to do that little bit extra, and that's what I believe in. And I believe Strickland won anyway, but I think he was just punished for that, man. Mormons of British heritage. Oh, I didn't know that, blood. They're a very strange bunch of people, though, for real. The Mormon religion. Also, the Turkish Donmeh, are Kabbalists installed of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, Levant and Chernihiv. Dismantle. There's some very complex thing. I was just reading today about the origins of Wahhabism in Saudi. Now, I said before, check who the Saudi royal family are. They're from Iraq, and they're not actually Muslims. Okay? But the Brits put in some, I don't know what you call them, agents, if you like. And Wahhabism is set up by Brits. The British Empire, and what's it called that? The East India Trading, they did some vile things. And this isn't the normal English people. Don't blame me for that. These are the secret society guys and other related peoples. Duplessis is a Batman. Yeah, when I heard he kisses his trainer on the lips, man, that ain't no South African boy thing to do. Wahhabism came out of the Sufi cult. Right, it's another distortion. I mean, actually, some Sunnis would say Wahhabism is apostate. Okay, bros, over an hour. And the only man's to have shown love is my boy Shane Bongos. Right? Over an hour. Let's have a bit of love. Later, Wahhabism was created by MI6 assets called Said Qutb, and some other people, and some British guys. Basically, and Lawrence of Arabia is involved in that. I've only just started to read about it, but they mess with Saudi Arabia basically, and Egypt. But all these things were set up by the secret society, British government. Huh? Lee talks boxing. Back to boxing. We're about more. Lee talks oil drilling. Rolly or Isaac Cruz. I just would say he's shortening Isaac Cruz. I haven't weighed up Cruz. I don't actually know that much about him. Rolly is, I like him. I find him quite fun. He says some things that are quite amusing. Cruz, he got close to, who was it? He lost close to someone, was it Davis? I can't remember, bro. I'll have to look at the records again and look at the weights. I mean, Rolly's not that great, let's be clear. As a character, we need characters in boxing, so a bit of Rolly's cool. But yeah, when is that fight happening? Do you know? Right, we're down to no questions. Let's have some more questions before we sign off. About food, jollof rice. The tism is strong in Rolly. I'm missing something. Is that Batty business? He does just a bit fruity, that's for sure. But I think he's been talking about how he wants another Rolly Jr. So hopefully, the tism. I don't. I'm being a bit thick today. I know you're referring to something, and I should know, but at this point, I can't. I'm not sure. But yeah. So, this is my question. Oh, yeah. Get it. I get it now. Yeah, I like autists. Man. Like on the Mongolian basket weaving or hairdressing forum, you know? They bring something good to the game. So, yeah, I'm kind of cool with that. That makes me like him more, in which case. Cyborg in the house, 7:30 a.m. in Melbourne. So, will Oppenheimer Brader's headline now? I hope so. That is my hope. And that standalone is a very decent fight to head any bill. So, yeah, I hope so. And that's a very good question. I would very much hope that they do that. And then they could still, and they keep all the other fights on, and maybe bring, there's 2 weeks is not a lot of time to work on another big fight, but they could bring, like, say, a heavyweight who's got a fight lined up, who's in fair shape, and get him to beat up some bum. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, that's a standalone fight. It's very good. So I hope so. That's my hope. Some guy in the chat, question. Would you fight the British Army when they go, oh, come on, man. I don't know anybody who would, even normies, man. Because normies won't fight for a different, I won't fight because I'm red-pilled, man. I'll be like, hey, I would, yeah, you give me your white feathers blood. I'll eat them, man. I get them. I'm wet with pride blood. Your white feathers. It's very much harder to brainwash. No, it's more complicated to brainwash people now than it was in, 1910, 1914 or whatever, sorry. When all those poor guys got slaughtered and they didn't even know why they were going to war. Oh, we're just going to bash Jerry. Ha, 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 ha. So people got access to it, and people are like, no, man, I don't want to fight no wars. Even normies, are not so. And normies are unpatriotic, right? They don't believe in that stuff anymore. Most of them, but some of them do. There's some of them that do, and some of them are just totally against that kind of stuff. There are a number of types of normies, but neither of them would want to fight. The so-called patriots. Well, hang on, why am I fighting this war? I'm not finishing to fight this war. We're not defending our country. And they know a little bit about bankers' wars and stuff. I've asked some youths, what would you do? Would you? No. So of course, what do you think about Austrian painters? Very talented. Stabbed in the back, unfortunately. He could have become one of the greats. JJG in a good way. He said, yeah, I agree with that. I like Roddy. Actually, he is. Actually, it makes me like Roddy more. Yeah, I like him, man. They tell trading companies install Wahhabism to prevent the re-emergence of the Shia Caliphate, right? Like the old Mohammedan Empire. A never-ending tribal feudalism is a strategy, yeah. And, a lot. My boy Lay Taylor knows an awful lot when we talk, like, on the Insta. And, it's such a complexity, all these things, and when you see the nefarious intentions of the secret societies, powerful, royal families and governments, and it's sickening. All the stuff you taught at school is nonsense. It's a nonsense. Go and look at the Danzig region. That's the only red pill I'm dropping. The Danzig region and the beginnings of World War II. And go and look at what Churchill said in 1933. Do your own research. Remember that, guys. I reckon Parts of these Usyk might happen. Usyk, what do you think? They'll get in someone else instead of... Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Saudis want to lose this event. Put it that way, Turkey, Al Sheikh will be fuming. Lee talks about his law fight video. I mean, yeah, even the idea, blood. I mean, I won't fight to Royal Battermans exactly, and it's worse than that. It's just to wipe out more European men and replace them. Prepare, Josh Samuel, my man. Josh from the United States, am I right? Prepare your draft dodging methodology. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, in the old days, you could say I was a batman and be like, get out of here. Now they would encourage you to go to the army for being a batman. And that's the crazy thing, man. Blap. But mental illness is a good one. But obviously they want kind of proof for it, not just like mentally ill. I mean, I seen some chat on forums. Right? This guy's going, listen, man, I'm of age. I'm at age. If they try and blunt me, I'm gonna spend 2 days saving the biggest dump in my guts that I can, and then when I come into the drafting room or whatever, I'll start like dribbling like a retard, and I'll drop my pants and take the biggest dump I've ever taken and smear it all over my face. I mean, that's a bit extreme. But if you do something like that, I mean, I'm sure the army would be like, nah, man, I don't think you should be given a weapon. I mean, they'll give any idiot a weapon, to be honest. But so the mental health on it, I mean, I would say in preparation. I mean, some people will be against this because they're like, I don't want this on my medical card. But, go to the doctor, especially if you're an American, because if you go to American, it's all private, so they will write anything you want them to write, and they will give you any medicine. Go and read up on the symptoms of being bipolar or schizophrenic or anything serious, serious anxiety issues, something like that would stop you from fighting. Right? Then pretend you have the doctor. He'll scratch out some medicines, make some notes, and it's not like the NHS, so you can go to different doctors, and you can keep hold of the notes, so they don't have to affect your employment in the future. Yeah. And anyway, even in Britain, the NHS, the government can't look. Well, they're not meant to, of course. The government or an employee can't look at your NHS just like that, the NHS history. But so if you've got a bunch of papers that go, oh, I'm on all these medications, obviously, you don't buy them and you don't take them. You just keep the scripts. And there you go. You got proof now that you got bipolar or you got schizophrenia and you got general anxiety disposition or whatever. That's how you do it. Have you seen the Sewer Kings videos? I'm not sure you're talking about. If you're talking about the Bruce Lee who lives in the sewer, those are mad, horrible, crazy. It's in Romania, yeah. Cyborg, my dad was conscripted to fight in the Vietnam War. There's no way I'll let my son, who is 17, be conscripted. Thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of Australians in the Vietnam War. People don't realise that, man. And they always going about the poor Americans of Vietnam. What, 65,000 Americans died? How many Vietnamese do you think died? It was like 2 million. I mean, Mandalo says, salute. Chobi does it for the fans. Oh, wait, it's for the fans. Am I dead? Anything new to watch on streaming, Chobi? I'm thinking of giving that new series Griselda a watch. I mean, I don't really watch. I don't know what that is. I don't watch. I don't have Netflix. I don't have any of that. I know how to find these things. So if something good comes out. Now, I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix thing, even though I knew it was going to be full of agenda, and it was. It was so ridiculous. Yeah. They had all these, all the black families are lovely and sweet and kind and, and what's the word? Stoic. Every single white guy was evils. Obviously, Dahmer was a bit of a wrong one, but I mean, all everyone in there, or completely dysfunctional, and then the Pristabati agenda. But it was a very well filmed story, and the Jeffrey Dahmer film is just so creepy. I watched that. There's a website. I don't want to say it out on this because I swear only about 3 people would possibly fight for the army. The numbers will be. You actually know 3. Damn. Well, what kind of guys are that? They're rugby guys. They're like, yeah, man, let's go to war. Because I'm sure that kind of spirit of adventure and going abroad and that might have excited, a poor guy who was working in a tin mine, in the 1900s. It doesn't work these days. But yeah, tell me what kind of people you reckon. 92942 in the house. Next election will be boycotted. There'll be so many white people in the county. It's a vicious circle. Sorry. But there are too many white people in the country just, oh, yeah, no. Then, right, in order to get a revolution or to get people to really change something, I mean, there have been a couple of little things. Well, there's the poll tax riots, for example, is the main one that stands up, but that was just about a small thing. But people would never get together. They're too busy watching their TV, and they've probably got general anxiety disorder, and they can't leave. And blood clot. Alex Feller, Turkey Al Sheikh going to have a straight with John Piari and Bricktop. Yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping the show goes ahead, as my man said. You know, Opataya, his braid, it's a standalone fight. It's a super fight. Team Mokalate and the half white Asians are a good mix as well. Yeah, they can come out well. Or I mean, I've seen some. I've got to say, man, I've seen some horrors on the Mokalate team. To be honest with you, some absolute horrors. You know, if you search for like ginger mixed race things like that, you just see some man. Yeah, but some people like that. Lighty to Mokalate girl thing, you know. Half white, half Asians. What do you mean? Depends what you mean by Asians. You mean American? The American perspective of Asians is Japanese, China, Thailand. Whereas in the UK, when we say Asian, we usually mean India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. So it depends what you mean. The easiest excuse, Lito's, I'm a Quaker. Right, because they're pacifists. That's right. I knew there was a Christian. I knew there was some Christian denomination that would just refuse to fight. Yep. Alex Feller laughing his ass off. I don't know what that, but I like to see me fans laughing. Drop Vince McMahon juice on the dump. Yeah, they ain't going to take nobody. If you do a huge dump, they saved up for days and then smear it like, la, 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 la. They're not, you might get, I don't know what would happen, man. Then you might get sections. You say you identify as a dog. Yeah, I think they're going to be a bit more strict these days, you know. Otto von Bismarck or Halifax, lay my boy, with the red pills, brought us to global war, profiteering slaughter, backed by IG Farben, IBM, General Electric, Bayer, Ford Company to demoralize nations into global consolidations. Absolutely. And, you see all these big, powerful families, and, like 1/3 of presidents of the US admitted from a certain secret society, and then there's Skull and Bones, and then the Bush family, and lent money to both sides, and the Red Shields lent money to Britain and France. It's crazy, man. Sue King's YouTube. I haven't seen it, blood. I'll write it in my mobile. What's it about, man? I do get a lot of things. I don't always look at every thing, but I do look at some things. So I think I've heard that, Suki. I just don't know what it's about. Josh Samuel, if you put a Ryan Garcia and go in your pants to the doctor, you'll be fine. When you say pants, my boy Josh, you're from America, right? So in the US, pants usually means like trousers in the UK, right? But in England, pants means like underwear. So are you speaking English or American English, blood? The French too were in Vietnam before the USA. Yeah, before that, of course they were. Yeah. But the Americans were there with the the Aussies were there with the Americans. I knew this one guy who went to Nam. You was in Nam. Yeah, this Aussie guy. Rumor is they're planning a big false flag in Texas. Yeah, I mean, they always do little false flags, especially now. They realize how effective they are as well. Can you just tell me for what purpose? Are you talking about the border stuff? Griselda's about female cartel boss. Oh, right. Okay. She was around in the 80s and 90s. Yes, I remember. She's like the big female now. I've seen her like in the normie news pushed about it. Right. Is it any good? I mean, is it worth watching? I wouldn't fight in the war. It's just stupid, dangerous, and pointless. Right. Yeah. Why would you want to get whacked? What I say, it'll be, what I say is, yeah, you said Fury will pull out. And I said, no, I don't think he will. I said, I don't think you will because you were too far gone and so much promotion has gone into it. Yeah, but you were right, man. But the big question is now, is the injury real? If you don't believe it is, then obviously, 100% backed on it. If it really is a genuine injury, these things can happen, man. Most people I know who go in the army now only there because their dad was in the army. Absolutely, yeah. I once employed this guy who was who did the same thing, right? Two guys, I think. One guy was going in the army, one guy who had been in the army, and he got to Sandhurst, he left because he was a pussyhole. But his family his family was army. He just did it because his dad done it. And then after doing a few exercises, like the same for me, blood. You know, when you realize if you mess up, people get killed, man. And you know, you can find plenty of stuff on the internet about what injuries look like. It's not pretty, blood. But yeah. I totally get that, man. I totally get that. But there's a difference between going to the army as a career, or at least part of your career, and allowing yourself to be drafted or conscripted. I'd put 100K on Fury pulling out. Yeah. Well, you did say that. I mean, you know, only yesterday. Hold on to acoustic gymnastics in the house. Blah, 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 blah. Very will retire and die undefeated. I mean, there is that potential. American version of Asian is talking about, because we're ignorant. Forget that Asia is also the Indians. Yeah, it's funny you've got them two versions, yeah, and they mean very different things. Asia's a massive continent. You know, Saudi Arabia's in Asia. You can argue, right? That's right. I'm right. I'm not being Daniel Dubum. Oh yeah, Daniel Dubum thought it was in Africa, but you know, he's a simple guy, man. Some guy, Cecil Rhodes and the Rhodes Group was heavily involved in starting WW1. Yeah, and it's so ridiculous. You ask anyone today, why did World War I happen? And I mean, normies, right? So they don't even have access to this kind of knowledge, and they'll be like, I mean, what was the official reason? Germans bad. They don't know. And the official reason of the official historical reason is this Austria got shot by a Serbian nationalist. So Austria-Hungary decided to go to war with Serbia. I mean, that alone is ridiculous. So some random guy, they probably set it up, got shot. And because of that, you're going to go to war with an entire nation. What a load of shit. And well, Austria-Hungary will be backed by Germany, who promised to always back them, right? But then Russia promised to back Serbia. So then England and Britain is an ally to Russia, and France, you know. Okay, I mean, honestly, imagine believing that nonsense and being in the World War. Oh yeah, we got to kill those evil Germans because some random Austrian got smoked. You know, Alex Feller. The thing with modern wars is we understand the massive loss now these days. Yeah, we follow everything going on exactly. Why would you want to enter and become an and you can't glamorize it. You remember the first, it's always to be an adventure over by Christmas to be glamorous. Yeah, after 6 weeks of training or whatever, they're in the mud with their guts ripped apart, their balls have been blown off, screaming for their mother, dying and drowning in mud. Still, they got people to go. Sue King is a piss take channel. Okay, I'll have a look, blood. Sherlock, I actually believe the cut is genuine. Right. I want to hear if people believe it's genuine. Yeah. It's the same place where wedding cut, but you must have some scar tissue. I mean, at this point, at this level, I'm going with the yes, it's genuine, but I'll look into it. Because to fake, I mean, some guy might argue, well, you just cut it with a razor on the old thing. I mean, that's possible as well. It's just suspicious because everyone was saying, I bet Fury falls out. Even when his fight was signed, before the Ngubu fight, I was like, I bet it doesn't happen. Even I said that. But on Thursday, when I did the last live, it was getting close, and I'm like, it doesn't look like it's going to be pulled out. I can't wait. Because we're too close. They've done the promotion. I thought Fury would not pull out 2 weeks before. Obviously, he needs a real good reason to pull out now, because Turkey Al-Sheikh, you'll get stoned to death, blood. Yeah? But Turkey Al-Sheikh, you can't mess with that source of money. And so it had to be a drastic injury that he could show, like a cut. If he said, I just turned my ankle over, yeah, So, I mean, even if it is a real cut, there is the possibility that it is self-inflicted or someone else done it. It's this weird, like, L shape, isn't it, the cut? But, you go, I mean, it is possible. And a lot of people think that. I'd like to hear from people who thinks it's fake and who thinks it's real. I want to see how many people think it's real. In version, what's up, Chittleby? Yes, blood. Sorry, been absent from some of the last weeks. No worries, blood. I mean, off YouTube for sometimes. Sometimes you got to take time off everything, man. I take time off making videos, which I don't like doing, to be honest with you. It's usually when I'm down, man, and me mental health, like Paul Campbell Hatton and the Ricky Hatton and Tyson Fury and Conor Ben. Me mental health. In it. Cyber, more Australian Vietnam vets have died via suicide post-war than died in the war. Yep, doesn't surprise me. Post-traumatic stress disorder is the official term, but what it really is seeing death firsthand all the time, being so close to death. I think it's the same thing with the Falklands as well. Mandela S. The injury is fake Fury going out the floor. Do you think he cut it? Or do you think it's Photoshop? What a coincidence. Yeah, I agree. Cannon says yes. Yes to what, blood? Or yes, what up, Triple B? Or yes, it's a fake cut. Or yes, it's a real cut. Oh, you think it's... Are you seen spy footage? I briefly looked and I showed it on my ting. Yeah? I showed it on my ting, my phone, to the fans. So I briefly looked at it. But some people say it was very grainy. And, look, you could imagine a scenario, even though it's a bit unlikely. Yeah, okay, we'll run that razor on that old mark. Fuck, right? And then we'll upload some footage sparge where allegedly it happened. Obviously before they cut it, right? You go, and because it's grainy, the footage, it's not good. But ow, stop, he says dramatically. Some people, might think if you're of the opinion that it's all a setup, then that's how you would interpret the cut, right? You go, well, this grainy footage don't show nothing. He goes, stop. Oh, that's a bit dramatic. And well, you can just cut yourself on the old. These are possible. They're not impossible. I mean, is the cut real? It looks like the actual cut is real. Was it self-done? There's many possibilities. It is also possible that yes, it did happen in Israel. You do get things like this happen in boxing, in real life. Joining war is basically fighting for the rich elite people to at least fight against them. Yeah, I mean, these days, right? Why would anyone want to go to war? You don't get paid nothing. People are very much more selfish these days. People, the elite have deliberately divided us, right? And made us hate division. What it's called, divide and conquer, yeah? So these people have got, it's not before where there's some great nationalism about being British and the British Empire. We're so proud of it. That don't work now. So how are they going to get all these people from separate areas who all don't like each other, from different ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, religions, batty business? How are they going to get these, are they going to convince all these people to fight? Well, it's just not going to happen, bro. And we know too much about the world. We know what war looks like. We know there ain't no great adventures no more. These people do what you want, this fat idiots. There are some guys, right? And some of them have been ex-army, who, for example, have gone over to be mercenaries in Ukraine, and Syria, when Syria against ISIS in inverted commas, because you all know what ISIS is really about if you're clued up, and who backs ISIS and who funds ISIS. So how are you going to get these people to this? I can't see it, blood. And people are so soft now. You know what I'm saying? That's right. The way I look at it, go through 18 years as a kid, go to work, school, study hard, and then go to waste your life. I mean, you're right. And these days, people are clued up. In the old days, when you're living in, let's say in Yorkshire, and it's freezing, you work in a mine, there's no prospects for you. You get your little wage, which is just enough to feed yourself and maybe have 2 pints. You might be thinking, and you ain't got the TV and stuff. You're like, yeah, come on, man. I'd like to go on an adventure. Get out of this town for a bit. Become a war hero. It's a lot easier. Whereas now, you can't do that, man. Rumor is that Ergovic is being considered, right, as a replacement for Usyk. You mean Tyson, right? I think that's a tough fight for him. Ergovic's underrated recently. He's underrated. I think Usyk wins that, though. Consider a replacement. Yeah, there are a number of possibilities that get replaced. Is Ergovic fit, though? Was he training for a fight? Let's think about this. Who else could they replace him with? Who are the heavyweights who are on that bill? Joseph Parker, right? I've got to remember because there's 2 big bills. There's the Gay J bill and the Usyk Fury bill. Who's on the Usyk Fury bill? Is Zhang fit? I know he's not on either of them. I mean, they can easily replace it with Parker, which is not something I'm that interested in. But it's better than nothing. The farmers dumping stuff at elite builders. Yeah, the farmers and the French, they like a bit of a... They won't do anything in the end, unfortunately. What will happen is they will just tread slower, the elites, and how they break everything down. They'll push the climate nonsense, and they'll start taking land back. They'll send in Army, National Guard, they'll buy it. There's so many ways. They will get what they want. This is just a temporary hiccup. Remember, you got Super Chat, Cash App, Bitcoin, or buy me a coffee. Super Chat is the easiest way. So far, only Shane Mongos. Much love to Shane Mongos has given some love. School teaches you to be an employee. It does, but, Not so much. Before they used to train people to be part of the British Empire, right? That's why they'd send all the posher kids to public school from the age of 8, so that they would learn to be away from their family, and they would have a cold upbringing. They would go off to other countries and be officers or work for the British East India Company, and they have no problem. And all the working class kids get taught to obey, 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 and leave school at 16. And if they need to be used, they're squaddies. It is agnosticism, opens up the apathy regarding our role as the fathers, sons of our families. It makes us cosmopolitan Luciferians, desperate cheat death via technology. Yeah, right. And they're pushing that story, aren't they? Neuralink, and you can download your brain. There's that guy they keep on pushing. I've never heard of him. Some alleged billionaire who's taking blood from his own son. That's another thing they're pushing. USA, UK, EU governments are the biggest threat to people, right? From the USA, UK, and EU, right? When I first got red pilled, I remember, I was speaking to this guy. I already knew the world was weird and there's weird stuff about it. But before then, I had a good business. I was doing well. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll listen to some stuff and I'll go, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. And I can see what they're trying to do here. But comfort and money, food on the table, shelter, takes people's minds off it. And so, if you're doing well financially, then you're like, well, I've had plenty of guys go, I don't care. I'm doing fine. I know what you're saying about cash society and this, that, and the other, but listen, man, as long as I'm getting, people will say that. Or, people who are not necessarily in big money, they'll be like, well, as long as I can get my beer, me football, me EastEnders on my huge TV, they're happy. The main explanation of World War I is ridiculous. I mean, so ridiculous. And you ask anyone now, ask them perv, ask people in your family, why did World War I start? I've asked people, supposedly intelligent, educated people. And then I was hoping at least that some of them would say, well, the Archduke Ferdinand got shot by Soviet nationals. Okay, right, well, that's the start. But why did that lead to the war? They don't know that. And if they do know the second bit, and I have yet to meet someone who does, then you switcheroo it, and then you go, yeah, but do you really think that's the reason? What about these? Then you red pill them with the families and the tiring blood. Have they tampered with Josh Whitey's scales or what? Yeah, and I said that in my video because I was very suspicious. When pros these days, they watch their weight every second, man. They're on it, blood. And Aziz came in what, like £3 lighter or something like that. It's like, whoa, these days they're, people at the most half a pound under the weight. And even then, I'm a bit suspicious. They're usually like, a bit of leeway. And Buatsi is just under 175, and that makes me think: did they know Buatsi was over, and they don't lose the fight because they've already cancelled it? If they cancel this fight, that's it. It's not happening again, and the big bill's cancelled, or we alter the scales a bit. And so, Aziz comes in real light, and he's like, "What?" But Buatsi makes the weight, and we got a fight. So yeah, absolutely, the scales are most likely to happen. It's not the first time. Not the first time. They tell you that World War I creation of UN other steering committees couldn't get done. Zionist ISA is a centrifuge to ignite dialectical East-West conflict. Alchemical project. Yeah, my boy Lay speaks. He's got a good vocabularism, right? So it might be quite hard to follow sometimes, but look into these things, blood. So it could be good for Fury if Ergovic put some miles on Usyk's clock. Well, that's a good point. And Fury gets more time to prepare and lose weight. Yeah, but Fury ain't no spring chicken either. But as you say, lose weight. Show. Yeah, I don't know. I look at that sparring video. If it is actually from, you can't be sure with technology these days. Soon we won't know what we're watching with CGI, AI. I mean, we won't know what's real or not. The entire internet will be run by bots. It's already run by bots. Like my Twitter, I got a base boxing Twitter account. I've started to use a bit. All the time, bots. I've had conversations with bots, and I've tried to lead them into the past. And go, what do you think about the 13%, 56% proportion? And I've got them to. Oh man, I've even got a bot to start slagging off the small hats. It's insane. But you get all the time. Most of my likes are from bots for I don't know, supposed OnlyFans and stuff like that. Man. Anyway, the guy had no blood. Well, blood doesn't actually pour out violently necessarily all the time. If you swipe, I wouldn't take that as proof. But if you're in fake, Turkey will find out. You don't want to be in a bad side of Turkey. Yeah, man, he'll stone you to death, blood, with stones. Yep, yet again. I mean, yeah, but that's why if you have to fake an injury, you have to make it believable. And you go, of course, Turkey. Look at this. I got a cut. You can see that. So there's a cut from the elbow, which is what Gareth the Batman Davis claimed. I mean, again, I'm not taking either side like yes or no. I'm saying that each one is possible at this point. And when I was still a normie, I would have imagined. Well, I wasn't never really a normie. That's an insulting term. But before I was red pilled, I would have thought. But even before I was red pilled, I thought that David Haye cut was very suspicious. But I thought that looks like it's been done by razor blade. But even for now, before I was red pilled, I'd still be suspicious. But I'd probably be leaning towards that cut looks too real, and they wouldn't want to lose all that money. I don't know. So there's certainly the possibility it's real. But there's an equal possibility there's shenanigans. Come on, guys. Last chance for some super shekels. Alex fella, I wonder if Optai cut Fury and that's the whole reason he left. That was about 2 weeks ago, though, right? They then fell out and Optai left the camp. As you see Fury's latest post, he wasn't marked up. In the original cut post, he was. Okay, if you see Fury's latest post, he wasn't marked up. In the original cut post, he was. I have to have a look at those. I mean, any of these theories are possible. Based on Fury's prior behavior, yeah, I think the cut's like the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Yeah, Alex, Optai didn't cut him for sure. Fury gloves are off. Usyk was not cut, and the Optai situation had before. Apparently, yeah, apparently, if people have been, I mean, I don't think Optai cut him. Probably dropped him though. Very interesting as well how all of a sudden they ramped up the advertisements that this happened. Yeah, so I assume they didn't think it would happen. You know? I mean, it's not like, we haven't sold enough tickets. We're going to have to find an excuse because this is not about ticket sales, right? And it's not even about money. It's for a Tokyo milkshake power trip and to turn Saudi Arabia into a westernized nation. Remember, they've got their first bar now, right? And become what they call it, sports washing. John Smith, what up, my man? So we're going on box. We got a fellow Mongolian basket weaving forum enjoyer, my man. So we're on box. Called it. Fight was going to happen. Almost no promotion a month away. Yeah, and this has been said a lot. But when the actual promo came out, was it a few days ago? That's when and I started thinking, yeah, it will happen. But quite often you will get some fights that not a lot of promo. I mean, a lot of that. And I thought maybe Tyson's getting his head down on, he's not putting out Instagrams and stuff. Usyk never really does it much. And quite often they won't start to really push. Did we even have a press conference for this fight? I can't remember. Did we ever have a press conference? But quite often, the real pushing happens in the last week. And I mean, I don't think it was obviously very well promoted, but I've seen it before when they don't really start to push till late in the day. So, Dennis is a bomb. Wants you to win by mid-round stoppage. Well, I did at one point think it was an even fight, but then I looked into some stuff. Mainly, I mean, the weird thing, Dan Aziz comes and says, I got knocked out in 30 seconds in my first amateur fight. I was like, what? I looked at BoxRec. It's only lists 5 fights, and some of them are at a fairly high level, but they're all losses. Obviously, BoxRec amateur records are never complete, but Boatsi's, I'm not impressed by Boatsi either, to be honest with you. And Aziz seems to have grown better, but he's also 34. I hope you get a good fight, and I want Dan Aziz to win, even though I prefer Ghanaian Jollof rice. Usyk would beat Ergovic, yeah, but as one miles on the it certainly would. The Gypsy Queen will push the Usyk fight back as far as possible. He'll get old. Yeah, but I mean, Tyson must be getting old. And Usyk hasn't smashed his body like Tyson. And Usyk has never looked as bad as Fury looked in the Ngannou fight, or even some of the earlier fights. And he's abused his body so much. All that weight loss does not shorten your career. He's 35, Fury, but he's an old 35. Look at him, man. Look at his face. As he's not bums fed, he does Josh Usyk. I hope so. As he's more likable, despite the fact I prefer Ghanaian jollof rice. In it, Castillo, Brav. Someone is like, you're going to Speaker's Corner anytime, Chubby. It's on my list of things to do. I've never actually been there, and I actually would like to preach from there. Someone told me it's all Muslims. I don't know. But yeah, I need to get out the basement again. I'm taking a trip to London, which I think I will. I will. One of my funds offered to pay for Aziz's ticket. It's a bit late in the day, bruv. If you're there, I'll answer you on the YouTube. But I think I might go to central London again. You know, I'm starting to feel a bit more. I stopped getting my drink on. So I'm starting to feel a bit better. You know, rather than just hiding in the basement. Skutniasny. Is that the right way to say it? I think realizing they're not fighting because Tyson got scared after losing to and going. Possibly. ABC. Who's Aziz? Aziz, blood. Come on, man. Don't be childish, my man. Don't be childish, Sven. Okay, you know that, blood. Alex Fella. Agri Tyson. Saudis are probably pissed off with Fury now. He doesn't want to mess with him. Yeah, they'll finish him. Fury's always enjoyed stirring the pot, but it's all about fun. And Saudi is the easiest country to mess with someone. Why? Because they've got so many laws and such strict laws. Listen, man, you get put to death, you get found with a bit of yayo. I mean, I'm not saying that'll happen with Tyson, right? I'm not saying that. But, you know, if Tyson was going to pull out from the fight after they dropped the promo 2 weeks before the fight, the injury has got to be serious. Sven don't rate Aziz. Fair enough. Whoops. Some guy in the chat, Cap got my boy's tongue in version. There's a bot on Reddit pushing the ding dong. I checked the account. I had some comedy post 7 years ago and chill comments a few years ago. Yeah, what people do, you can buy Reddit accounts, Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, YouTube accounts like the way Biatch did, right? And I called him out on it. And over, you know, I bought a couple of Twitter accounts once. I can't remember why I was going to use them. I can't remember. There's a reason for it. Whatever. You know, so that'll be one way of doing it. The other thing is they'll have plenty of people that are just opening accounts, bots opening accounts. Yeah? And one thing you notice, you can find this. There'll be certain little bits of text like you must take the ding dong. This is because or something like that, right? And it'll be written a certain way. A short tweet, and that tweet can be found again and again and again and again, exactly like that. You know, and obviously bots. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go and eat, get my food on in a minute. All I've had today is, I did have a bacon sandwich, real nice, with real soft raw. As UK players need to remind ourselves, we are Roman slave chattel. The indentured servitude of the global masses after the US Civil War was repackaged, not abolished. We are mud people, then. Yeah, of course. We are scum. I mean, look at the towel. Look at the towel nude, for example. Could Optile step in and fight Usyk? Wow, this is something I hadn't thought of. Probably unlikely, but it would be a great fight. Well, given the fact Usyk is not that big, I mean, Optile must walk around at 215, right? Right? You know, out of training. He probably gets his weight down slow. He's probably, 2 weeks before now, he'd probably be about 210 now. He's Samoan. You know, them blooders, well, he's half Samoan. Them brothers can put on weight. You know what I'm saying? Would they sanction? I mean, that's something I hadn't thought of, and it's actually an interesting proposition, and a tasty proposition. Actually, I would not be against that, even though it sounds crazy. Oh, he doesn't deserve it. Listen, man, Ngannou didn't deserve the Tyson fight. Pete Rademacher didn't deserve to fight Floyd Patterson for world title in his first fight. You know, you got loads of weird fights that shouldn't have happened. You know, guys that have lost the fight, and then the next fight is a world title challenge. So I got no problem with that. Very interesting fight. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Sven. Nice tinking blood. Because he's going to be fit, and I'll be like, right, now you don't have to worry about your weight. Up them PEDs, up your protein intake, and you're 220. And Usyk is 220. Yeah, nice. No one's talking about Prince Khalid anymore. Yeah, I don't know, he must have done something wrong because Turkey is the man, blood. Odka, can Optile gain the mass? I'm sure the difference will not be too much. Well, yeah, like I've just said. Yeah, of course. Definitely. It's a very doable. Cyborg, my Aussie fan, my Australian fan. There was talk of Fury fighting Optile years ago in Australia. What? Fury? Man, maybe I don't know. It's prior to Optile fighting Bradis. I always gave Optile a good chance because no upset the fight. I'm actually, wait, I'm trying to think. Am I misremembering it? Or because you rung some bell in the back of my mind? Oh, I mean, yeah, you remember Tyson Fury's going, I'd like to fight David Price and some weird stuff like that. Yeah. They can do anything. Anyone will buy it. But actually, Oppenheimer Usyk, everywhere, it's a good fight. They'll be around the same size. So what do you know about that, homeboy? Yeah, O's 00. Yeah, any clues on where to find this Mongolian basket weaving forum? Bruv. Oh, so... I mean, it's not that big a secret. And, like, it's well-known now, right? You know, well-known now. I've been following it for, 10 years or something? Maybe a bit less, actually, 8. But, yeah, you know, like, okay, I'll give you a poll. Check poll out. Do you generally want to adverse? That's a good point, because once you're there, you can't leave, blood. Although I do know people that have left, right? But I check it every day, because it's one of the few places about it where it's actual, well, it's not 100% freedom of expression, but it's as close as you'll get. But it's a very odd place, and it gets attacked a lot and spammed a lot by cucks and lefties, you know. And if you and the only advertisement it can get is prawns. So use your Brave. You don't want to be attacked by the sickening stuff. So use the Brave browser if you're going to go and check it out. But yeah, you might not be able to leave. But you see the world differently, bro. I mean, I would say check it out. But at first it looks, it's like, what is this? This is like some 1995 website. And that's on purpose, to try and keep the normies out. You get me? I've said too much. Ricky Hatton needs to stay out of Saudi. Ricky Hatton can jump in a lake, blood. Ricky would tuck Turkey in for sure. Of course. I mean, is there anyone who doesn't tuck in? Oh, maybe Sonia. Fury should have taken a fight or two to heal from Ngannou before fighting Usyk. He had the time. And it didn't do that much damage in Ngannou. Yeah, he dropped him, but it was pretty weak. When was that anyway? What day was that again? He still had 3 months to prepare. Nah, forget about it, man. He had enough time. Put that stew on. I've eaten half the stew. Oh, it was beautiful, man. I think unfortunately I overcooked it. I put it like for 10 hours in the slow cooker. But so like the chunks of meat, they just almost all falling apart because it's so soft. So I mean, it's not like quite a soup, but you know what I mean. You want a bit of chunkiness in your stew. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the stew, because there's still quite a lot, and I'm going to keep a bit of it for stew, and the rest I'm going to make into a. I guess I'm going to make it up. It'll be like a kind of beef madras or something, you know. I put enough, you know, curries and spice in it. You feel me? Oppenheimer can beat Usyk. I mean, I really rate Oppenheimer. You know, you'd have to make Usyk a favorite, but yeah, you're interested in what it's all about. Yeah, check it out, blood. Poll. This is only. If you carry on asking, like I might not now, but another day I'll give you. I mean, it's not a big secret, but people don't want to talk about too much. They don't want too many normies coming to it, if that makes sense. You become, if you're part of, if you're not a normie, yeah, and you know they don't like normies, yeah? And if you're a new fag, you know you got to be there for a bit and lurk before you post, because otherwise you get rinsed. Because everyone knows what a newbie looks like. Yeah, it's kind of mad. Should I give the name? Check poll for the Red Pod Silent site, right? And also, there's a boxing site. If you go to sports, because you know the crazy thing about people think about the site, they think, it's just racist, basically because it's got free speech, but they got all these other kinds of things about origami. They got things about batty business. They've got LGBT forum. Yeah, they got food. They got international. They got jokes and you know adult blah blah, like loads, about 50, right? So there's a sports one, and if you go to the sports one, there's not a separate boxing one. It's sports, but if there's a box. What do you call general? There's a box, you know, thread if you like. So it is quite fun. Do I watch gore? No, I've done that. I mean, if I watched that kind of stuff when I was young, it would have messed me up so badly. I was such a sensitive, like Newton, and I've seen a couple of horrible things, and they stayed in my brain. And even films would mess me up, you know. Horror films messed me up so bad when I was young. I watched them at 11. I shouldn't have been watching them. I had a bully of a brother who made me watch them. I'd say, look, please don't scare me after this. No. Then he'd, you know, knock on my door later and leave things. And he was such a bully, and I got terrified. But no, I don't watch gore. I watch, you know, if something appears. Anyway, a lot of them channels have been taken down. Best Gore and like Live Leak, they're all gone, innit, man? I see I'm not getting much cash app love. I mean, super chat love. He could pass overrated. Yeah, he definitely is strong physically. I mean, absolutely. Good Stu. Can you can you give you shades of Ali? Sven steroids checking it. Yeah, I mean there it is, right? Now you know there it is. I mean it's not really a big secret. I don't know why I didn't tell it. I tend to prefer to call so those in the know. I call it, there are various names for it, which are not its actual name. But there you go, man. Check it out. The weaving forum is basically a honeypot with bots. Right, and that's the other thing. The site's mostly nothing to do with red pills except for poll. Exactly. Although if you go to the box thread, you can have more of a laugh and slate people. But it is a honeypot. Some people thought they went for FBI servers or CIA servers. So they'll know IPs. And I mean, having said that, everything's traceable. Don't think they can't trace you to everything, but obviously, I will look at it every day. I don't care anymore. Come and get me, bloods. Come and get me, bloods. I don't really post. I don't post on it. I haven't for a long time, but you can. It used to be. Every guy who uses their forum will say, "Oh, it was much better before, much better." Blah blah blah, and it was a few known, but you had some mad things happen, man. There was like Anons, FBI Anon, stuff like that, Hollywood Anon that released all these. And there was what's it called? I don't agree with this necessarily, but they called it an airstrike because I don't know. It's like ISIS had launched a photograph of their camp. Yeah, and they thought, well, no one's going to find it, but all the autists managed to find the exact location, and I don't agree with this, by the way. ISIS is all nonsense anyway. And they gave they found the exact coordinates. They got an airstrike on it, but it was a lot more underground. Whereas now it's becoming, it's not more mainstream, but to an extent. And they'll get spammed a lot by lefties and cucks, and they especially like to spam like pornography, yeah, of interracial nature. So you get gross stuff as well. I don't want to give too much away. They might hate me. Don't send normies to us. Mind you, my viewers are not normies, right? My fans, are not normies. And a red pill, they ain't into that kind of thing. So, unfortunately, yes. And Google's head is twice the size. It's called HGH. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And there's still people that think it's real. Food knows absolutely. What happened there, man? They're trying to tap Triple B. Right, I'm going to give it in 2 hours. So it's 2 hours, right? The Weaving Forum started by an anime fan. So there's a lot of anime degenerates. Yeah, I'm not into that anime thing. There's a lot of ongoing jokes as well. So they'll seem like weird, like little posts and that. You'll be like, what is this? Why is they saying that? But it refers to a joke. That's why they don't like new fags. Just joined the live to be so, hey, what up, bro? Oh, I've been up for almost 2 hours. I'm only doing another 8 minutes, blood, but great to see you. Thanks for the news on Fury. Ring piece of fire put out. Oh, yeah, I had to do one for me fans. Fruit knows the cut looks like makeup in the pic I've seen. Well, a lot. I think going back from what people have said, at least on this live, 90% of people say it's fake, or if it's real, it was done on purpose, or there's something not right, and obviously Fury's history is not good, man. Spencer's launching tackle. I don't think that peanut-headed idiot. He hasn't got the money to pay for it, and he suddenly ain't got the brains for that in that tiny peanut-shaped head. Base people, family tend to be. I think most people's families are normies, mate, aren't they? I do know a family where there's only one child when he's like 28, and the parents, and they're all red-pilled, but all my family are normies. I've tried to open their eyes, and now, there's been vax injuries, and I told them why. I said, "What the? Someone making red pill, but anime is LGBT. So there's something very odd about and creepy about anime. I've never watched it in my life. I watched Akira when I was real young, and that was still pretty whack. I don't know if you consider that anime, is it? I don't know, man. Are you watching, Spencer? Just so that you're a mug and a grass with an underdeveloped prefrontal. My man. I reckon it's real, but done on purpose. Yeah, I mean, that's another possibility. Absolutely. On that old Scottish. My boy ran my left. You're late to the party, blood. When would you do to meet up in real life? I would love to. The problem is, the possibility of wrong ones coming. You know, I mean, I've had death threats. People have tried to dox me. Lots of people like to see the back of me, so you know. How do you organise something when you know only the real ones are going to come, and you know it only takes one person to leak? So I'd have to think about it. But yeah, I'd like to. Also, I've got to get out of the basement. So then. Sorry, did I talk so much basketball? Nah, not really. Also, on alternate site simmons. Well, they have had a few, like 9, you know, NEIN channel. They don't seem to last very long. They always get whipped down. And that's another reason why it's suspicious that the basketball uniform is still up. It's like, well, why are they still allowing it to be up and they take down all the others? It's because it is a honeypot, essentially, to get IPs. And from Michael update, I don't have nothing on him. He hasn't uploaded or anything, man. Emperor Michael and Sparse Funny, I think that's dead and buried a long time ago, man. He hasn't uploaded since for months. Emperor Michael is walking to everywhere. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, 5 more minutes, man. Let's get some good questions, some super chat. I'm not that desperate for money. I'm kidding, man. But thank you to my boy. Obviously, my boy Shane Bongos is always in the house, showing love, supporting. By the way, do people get ads? I think I switched them on. I have to really because. You know, I don't. YouTube is so tight, man. You know, I really have to struggle for them shekels these days. But yeah, did anyone get ads? I just ordered. Oh yeah. Okay, who's on, man? Sites plural. Yeah, there were a number, but they get taken down, like I said, quite quickly. Yeah. Shane must be rolling in cash. I mean, he's very generous. I mean, you know, he's just generous. I think he's a decent employment. Yeah, I think he is well. But you know, I'm glad of it. It's very kind of him. I used to get some regular people. Some guys have just disappeared. Bill the Kill used to be nice. He used to drop me a 5 every time. But I don't know. He disappeared. Bill the Kill. You know, obviously things change and people's financial situations and blah blah blah. I mean, you know, it's. Oh, you got one, Tysina. Huh? Okay, you got one. Was it for a Corey product? Huh? They like to target the ad, don't they? And, you know, I think they target you with a Corey product. Okay, yeah, like I said, a few more minutes. If anybody wants to talk, ask questions, talk about Aziz Boatsi, Jollof Rice, Castillo, Corey's, boxing maybe even, red pills. There's a bongo, a bongo. We drink it in a Congo. You have to be an old fag to know about a mongo. We drink it in a Congo. I got ads a lot of them with Jay. Yeah, well, that's not really a surprise, but it depends on the anime whether or not it's degenerate. Yeah, there's adventure action anime for male audiences, and there's others that people watch for the anime. Yeah, but it's very much a kind of what is it? A market, or I'm trying to think. It's in, I can't think of the right word. I always want to get the right word, right? But it's a type of cartoon. So you'll be drawn in maybe just to watch the adventures, and then you'll be sucked into the weirdness. That can be the issue. Just watching your video on Coogan, so good, mate. Oh, thanks, man. I've done a few, man. Which one? Yeah, I haven't attacked him for ages, man. I think I got what I want out of him. I actually got a couple of good videos. I've written them up about a year and a half ago, or maybe more. You know, but you know what? When I do some of the skits, they take ages to do. You know, like the what do they call it? The Corey one with Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker in Paris. You know, it takes a bit of time to do, and you know, and it gets like 900 views and 80p of revenue. And that's not all about money. We know that, but it's still like, oh, come on, blood. A lot of work gets put in. You know, you have to balance work and reward. You get me? When does Sam come out? Sam Stroller. I think he's. I looked at his Twitter and it looks like he's got a rear injury. So I don't know when he can walk. Probably. Yeah, you need to reach Cougar and put old school vids out. Yeah. Did you know out of every 100 Koreans, there have been an average of 4 great grandkids? Oh yeah. Apparently, it's got the least fertile country. What's the other bit of trivia about Korea? I think they're like, I think something like 65% of the population have one of 4 names: Pal, Park, Kim, and something else. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, man? They all look the same anyway, and then they've all got the same fucking names, blood. You know? Dubon vis Caballero. I think Caballero take Dubon make tea. I mean, that has been made, right? it's an interesting fight, but I believe Cabello showed guts to go after such a big lump like Mahmoudov. Yeah, and he switched to the. Cabello looked good. I mean, Mahmoudov was crude and everything, but it's just his size and his, he was taken to pieces. So I think Dibam would probably take the knee, the classic knee. Okay, bro, thanks. I'm off. Cheers. We'll watch some after this. I hear James held it. No, I hear James held it. Yeah, it's a shame what happened to that guy. Korean's going extinct even quicker than the rest. Yeah, it is. Japanese as well have got a low fertility rate. All right, guys, I'm going to finish up. It's been great to see y'all. Big up to me funds. 96 more than 3 generations. Wow, that's astounding, man. Mahmoudov has a weird build, plus his liver is long. Yeah, he's like some kind of giant from another era, He doesn't look human. He's like that giant. Have you heard about the giant in the Afghan cave? The red-headed giant. Caught someone in the spear. That's weird. Check that out, man. Right. We'll see y'all later. Peace in the Middle East. Thank you guys for coming on. I'll get some videos out. And what a shame that fight's been called off, whether it's real cut or a fake, or but it's been done on purpose. Whatever reason, it's a shame, man. But peace in the Middle East.